What is up, my beautiful people? How are you doing today? It's me, your boy, Master Walrus 9, back with another episode of Walrus's TCG Dailies here on Slappy World. If you like the vids, I thank you very much. If you have a specific deck you want to see be played, or if you have a concept for a deck and you want to see it in action, please let me know. I'm looking for new deck ideas. I love getting input. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Today's deck is one I call Tinkaton because it's focused on one of my favoritely designed Pokemon from the new series, Tinkaton. I say Tinkaton and not just the EX because I also run the original Tinkaton in here as well because it's not terrible. Let's take a look at what I'm doing specifically. I am running... okay, never mind. Sorry. I'm running Tinkaton and Tinkaton EX, and Tinkaton EX has this interesting move that for 2 colorless energy will do 30 times the amount of cards in my hand. Now, in the late game, there is potential for it to become a kind of a rough card to use due to cards like Iono for hand control. But we have a lot of options in order to keep my hand fluid and flowing. So, first off is the Tinkaton pairing. Now, you might consider using a Tinkaton from the new set, but I honestly am a huge fan of this Tinkaton due to the fact that I can draw up to 3 cards a turn if I discard a card. It's almost like a better refinement. Tinkatuff, I'm just using this one as evolution bait. I think the art's nice. The entire goal is to use Battle VIP Pass and Nest Ball, load up my bench with cards such as Tinkatuff, Tinkatink, and Tinkaton. Radiant Greninja. Squawkabilly is a decent turn 1 if I can get it. Rotom V and Galarian Berserker are there to increase the draw potential. Now, I can't really attack with Rotom V. However, Galarian Berserker is something I can do. He's a steel and a colorless, and for 20 damage, he's gonna do he's gonna do 20 for each card in hand. So I'm running some special energy to pair with it. Jet Energy, Lucky Energy, Gift Energy, and Luminous Energy. It's gonna allow for extra draw potential on those hits. Psychic's really the only thing I need. The Luminous Energy really is just for the Galarian Berserker. I don't intend on using him as much, so I'm only running a singular copy. Looking at the main hand, we're running some Boss's Orders, an Avery, a Worker, a couple of Turo, and 4 Iono. Again, we have good ways to draw, so I don't need to go crazy. Just as a flat draw free, honestly, is not the worst case in this scenario. Running 4 copies of Candy, Nest Ball, Ultra Ball, and Battle VIP Pass. I chose Artizone as my stadium just to load up the bench more. Couple switch cards, couple of tool jammers. Overall, right. If I wanted to throw some more into here, I would consider some energy recyclers. Not the recycler specifically, but the Super Rod to recycle energy and Pokemon that get dumped. But the Turo is really there in case I'm in a tricky situation. I want to pick up the Squawkabilly, I want to pick up the Galarian Berserker, I want to click up the Rotom. We have the potential for some really good damage. The issue becomes ensuring that we get the damage out. Being evolution based, it's a bit slow, but we have good HP in Tinkaton EX, and it's weak to Steel, a type you don't see as much in the meta right now on TCG Live. Taking a look at daily quests, we have deal 50 in a single hit, easy enough. Evolve 4 Pokemon, super easy on our end. So let's just set up, get going, and enjoy the match. It's the last day for this ladder. Honestly, I thought I had a pretty good season. I'm not sure on where I want to go in the next season. I think the decks are stabilizing and getting a bit more diverse. I am seeing a lot of Rory Moon EX and Goldango, but that's kind of a given, seeing as a lot of people got it as a free deck. Not a terrible opener. I can be certainly happy with this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to Nest Ball, Battle VIP Pass. One of our choices is going to be Squawkabilly, just to draw. I'll probably dump the Switch and Jet Energy with the Ultra Ball. Minior, okay. I believe they're playing... Oh, good heavens, what's the name of the deck? We'll pick up 2 Tinkatinks. I believe it's Spidops, yes. I seen a version of a Spidops deck that focuses actually on using Minior, because the Minior has a stupendous ability, which allows him to switch in if an energy is attached, which is pretty good for Spidops, ultimately. We'll attach this here, and we'll Squawk and Seize. I believe this was a superb opening. We'll use concealed cards to dump the psychic energy here. We might as well battle VIP Pass. Pick up a Rotom, actually. Because we'll just... we can't do anything, so we might as well insta-charge to end the turn. Ultimately good. Look at that beautiful opening. We have the Switch. As long as he doesn't Iono, we're in a stupendous situation right here. But if you take a look at this Minior... No? Okay. But when you attach an energy from your hand to this Pokemon, switch it with your active Pokemon. You may, you don't have to. And a Gravitational Tackle is going to do 20 for each colorless in your opponent's retreat cost. We'll move this Tinkatink up. Okay. I'm curious on where I want to go next. We're going to double evolve. 180 is not terrible. Let's see what we draw. And Turo's not terrible. I can be happy with this. I think what we'll do is we're gonna rare candy this Tinkaton on the bench right here. We're gonna rare candy this Jolly Good Soul right here. And we'll evolve to Tinkatuff. We have the Switch. I don't think I'm gonna need boss's orders at this point in time. So we'll use this to draw a couple more. Second Psychic Energy. It's a tough call if I want a Radiant Greninja. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in hand, which would be at 150. Good heavens. I think what I'm gonna have to do, we're gonna play aggressive, because damage we're not doing now is gonna be damage we're not getting later on. I'm not really scared of the Squawkabilly at this point in time, and since we can't kill the Arceus, I think our best move is to take out the Charmander, because that's gonna be another turn without his ace. The deck is ultimately focused on the Charizard EX, so if we can reduce the amount of time his ace is out, then that's a pretty good situation. Next turn, I'm thinking of using Tinkatuff, dump the Nest Ball. We don't need Galarian Berserker, ultimately. Depending on what I get as a supporter, we'll see. I'm thinking of using Turo to pick up Squawkabilly. That's a stupendous hand. We'll use Gather Materials to erase the Nest Ball. Okay. I want to save the Lumineous energy just because it could come in handy in the late game. We're going to run this. Ultimately, I want to keep their hand choked out. And I want to keep them choked out as well. Again, I'm not worried about my Squawkabilly or Rotom V at this point. They are potential threats. However, they're manageable. I think what I want to do more is choke him out as much as I can. I believe I might have one more boss's orders. I believe I was running free. No, all of them are in the trash. So there's the Charmander. So this turn, we're going to try and pick up enough cards to knock out the Arceus. We're going to gather materials with the Battle VIP Pass as a trash. That's a great reason to run Battle VIP Pass for this deck. Artisan, we can't force out. Let's take a look. We're running 300. So we can definitely afford to pick up Squawkabilly. It's just much more of a threat on the bench at this moment. We'll set up another Tinkatink, because it's better to have that active. And for Luminous Energy, I'm thinking... Well, we can't attach it to this Tinkaton. We'll just hold on to it. There's no reason to do so. We're not really choked out at this point. The Pulverizing Hammer is not bad if we ever got into a situation where you had to go against a Mimikyu, because it's going to ignore the effects, or if we were playing against the Meowscarada and whatever the combo is, I can't remember. There is a deck that combos hard with Masquerada. Serena EX Cetera, which uses Spirit Mask, and where Counter Tools isn't as much of a thing at this moment, such as Tool Jammer, which we do have as an option, or Lost Vacuum. I mean, I see myself cutting Lost Vacuum when needed. Oh, he gets the full 300. How unfortunate. Well, we're gonna move up this Tinkaton. Attach the Psychic Energy here. And... oh, good heavens, I didn't even realize he would get that far at this point. The 5 cards in hand, I'm not favorable on. We're gonna use Nest Ball as a peeking tool. So we have 2 Tinkaton in the prize cards. A couple of Avery, Yono, some hits. Ultimately, it's not terrible. And with what we have, while I'd love to keep the rare candy, I think our best move is to Yono. We at least have this Tinkatuff on the bench. Let's choke him down a bit. Okay, I don't think we really want to go with that Tinkatuff. We're gonna discard it. I want to keep the EX primed. See, just like that. Now, he's threatened by the position of the EX. We're gonna get a Special Hammer just to get some consistent damage on. 180 is very good. We were playing against an evolution. They were slow enough to where we could manage. And so perhaps some defensive maneuvers on Tinkaton would be enjoyable. Oh, they go for Ultra Ball. Are they gonna get the Pidgeot EX out? We need to stall enough to get the Tinkaton EX. Double Chorus's Experiments. Interesting. I would have personally chorused Experiment first. Maybe you didn't have to dump them for the Ultra Ball. But I guess you have what you need. They're probably going to go for Boss's Orders if they have the combo set up. Just a rare candy in hand because they now have the Pidgeot EX. Let's see. The Boss's Orders up regardless. Oh, how unfortunate. And when I say unfortunate, it's unfortunate for them. Because my Tinkaton's going to be coming in and taking the game. What he needed to do was save that for the next turn to potentially stall out even more. Because watch this. And this is a game. So I believe that was a nice match. You saw how a deck like that, and I don't believe that deck was running optimally. You know, I've seen them turbo out way faster, but we also were able to control it quite nicely. With that situation, I am a bit scared now from cards going into the trash too often. I'm going to remove the Galarian Berserker in order to... And I'm going to remove the Luminous Energy, actually. I don't think it's needed if we're not running Berserker. I think we're going to just want to double up on Super Rod. Superior Energy Retrieval might seem like a good card to pick. But first of all, you gotta consider the aspect that we're only running 6 energies. So that's a super small target. Also, you have to discard 2 cards in order to play the effect, right? So if you're able to pick up all 4, then that's only a +1 in card advantage for damage. Which, honestly, I don't think is the greatest exchange. Now, if you're looking for energy retrieval, I think that's a bit better of an exchange. Because it's going to be a lot more consistent. It's not going to be as comebacky, I guess is a way to say it, as might be wanting. Okay, they're going to decide who goes first, custom-made deck, but I think energy retrieval is better. They go first. That's a good sign they're not playing Salamence, the Roaring Moon EX. I'm curious as to what they're going to play. Ultimately, this hand is horrid. We'll see what we can do, but oh, good heavens. Okay, Ralt, so it looks to be some sort of Gardevoir EX deck if I was to make a presumption. We can manage well enough against Gardevoir EX. There comes another Ralt with the Nest Ball. Do they have Battle VIP Pass? No, they don't. Oh, good heavens. Well, we might as well, because they're done anyhow. But the Super Rod hit's unfortunate. Oh, good heavens. Well, we'll do this. Run this. Pull this. We have Artizone, so we're going to pick up Rotom V to allow for better draw potential. But we just hit 2 of our evolutions, of our big guys. Oh, good heavens. We'll Radiant Greninja away to Psychic Energy. See, that was a good call. No reason to boss his orders at this point. It's better just to have the card in the hand. There's no purpose in attacking. I guess we technically ramp up the energy. I'd rather have the 3. My apologies. The 3 cards in hand. Okay, this is decent. I could be happy with this. The Tinkaton Rare Candy combo. Beautiful. And we have Super Rod. He plays Arven, so our hand is going to stay the same. Is he going for Rare Candy? Future Booster Energy Capsule. So he's playing some sort of future. I don't know what he's comboing with. Is it going to be Iron Galliant? Iron Valiant? Mr. Cat, what are you playing? It is Iron Valiant EX with the Tachyon bits. Now, if he's able to fully set up the bench, we are in a tricky situation. He does go Curlia. Okay. But we have targets with Turo. I believe one was tossed. No, one wasn't tossed. We have 2 Turo in here. We have decent means of protecting. Okay, he goes Gardevoir. Shining Arcana is going to be a good enough combo in this deck. Okay, he sets it up onto the Valiant. Interesting. Does he have to switch? Artizone to pick up probably another Ralt if I was to make a presumption. Yep. And let's just see what happens. They're gonna run. They can't run Switch card. Their options for Switch are gonna be Escape Route and a Classic Switch, or Cross Switcher. How interesting. I don't know if that was a waste at this point in time, but they move up to Rotom V. Tachyon bits. They don't have the energies to attack though. So are they doing it as a offensive, defensive maneuver? Interesting, interesting. Iono's a good card, but I don't want to waste my turn with an Iono by giving him the advantage. We're gonna Rare Candy. We'll evolve this Tinkatink right here. I should have done this one because it's more primed to get knocked out. We'll set this on you, and we're gonna Super Rod before we forget. We're gonna want to hit one of these. Boom, boom. We don't really need the Tinkaton. The Tinkaton is a precautionary measure. Gather materials is a tough call. We're getting Yono. I should have Artisan prior, but we can manage well. We'll set up another Tinkaton right here. And this is where HP does matter. You just don't think of it. But that 70 is going to require 4 changes from Iron Valiant, compared to the 60, which is going to require 3. I'm not certain if I want a boss's orders just yet. Okay, this is a decent enough hand. We'll conceal cards away to psychic energy. And this is fine. I'm fine with this. It's a tough call, but I'm going to, He has to retreat, so he could retreat and switch. It's not gonna allow him to retreat. I think boss's ordering is not the prime move right here. And I'd actually keep Rotom V up as a bait, I guess is the way to put it. Okay, good hand right here. Let's see what they do. Now, Shining Arcana should be their first move. No, Artisan. Artisan makes sense. Another Ralts? B-Barrel, perhaps? Nope, nope. They set up another Ralts. They had the full setup. Their first move should be the Shining Arcana. Because, well, they might want to try and get that energy ramp. No, doesn't get the hit. But let's get prime up the Curlia more. They get another Iron Valiant. Ultra Ball. Probably going for another Curlia. Interesting. I will say their deck is a bit weak to bench ping. So, there's that aspect. But, I mean, mine is as well. No, he goes for another Gardevoir. Interesting. Just get Shining Arcana again. Curlia with the Refinement, if I was to make a presumption. My Tinkaton is not primed up to get a kill in Iron Valiant. I think next turn what we're going to do is boss's orders. No, we're going to Avery. I forgot I was Avery. I thought I had Worker in my hand. See, the Avery is going to have to force them to discard 2 cards from their bench. Oh, oh no. Unfortunate, unfortunate. We could still manage. The Jet Energy is good. It'll allow us to bypass a switch. And if we must, we'll Worker. He goes Refinement on the Gardevoir. That's going to allow him to refine again. So if you don't know, that is the nice and niche thing about running Refinement Gardevoir, is that you're going to be able to Refinement on Curlia, and the evolution's going to reset it, so Gardevoir can run the Refinement. So they get the energy going. Gift energy, I'm uncertain on how I want to go about this. The first thing I'm instantly going to do, however, is I'm going to gather materials, take off the Battle VIP Pass. We got our Tinkaton right there, but we need the rare candy. I think we're going to combo Gift Energy and Switch. That way, if they Yono us again, we also have the potential to... How did I say? Get 7 cards back in the hand. I think that's the right call right there. I'm going to gather materials, and I'm going to dump the Nest Ball. Because ideally, we want to hit Avery. No, not quite. And we're going to dump a Jet Energy with concealed cards. Maybe we can hit the rare candy. Rare candy's there. Beautiful. We'll go to Tinkaton. Unfortunately, that doesn't allow you to pick out which one you want, but it's a pretty good card art. Ugh. This is an interesting predicament. Do I keep the Worker in hand? I think I do. We'll just hit with Tinkaton. Special Hammer. It's not the damage I want, because a lot of these Pokemon are running about 220 HP, so it's an unfortunate predicament. Our goal is we're going to try and get that Avery back. We do have the means to draw. And the Tinkaton EX is primed up for a kill on the next turn. don't think we needed a worker. I'm worried about Iono rushing again. Are they gonna try and start Kakion bidding? I mean, where they only have 2, it's nothing crazy. They have targets, it's gonna prime them up even more so, but... oh, good heavens. Now, something that would be super nice is going to be the... cancel... oh, no, he goes with boss's orders. Interesting maneuver. He brings up the Tinkaton EX. So, I'm curious on where I want to go with this. Laser Blade, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. The boss's orders is nice. Oh. I should have another switch somewhere in the hand. We're gonna gather materials with the nest ball. There's a waste of a rare candy, but we need the defensive maneuver. So we're just gonna Turo the Tinkaton. And this is why I'm running Turo over Penny. Set this back up. We can set a juicy energy on you. We need to get back to the EX, but we're in a position we can manage, fortunately enough. I don't think it's worth baiting out with Greninja at this point. We don't need Ultra Ball at this point. I think we're fine. We'll draw this. Tool Chamber is going to be threatening. They're not going to be able to retreat off with the Iron Valiant or get that bonus damage. And I think the bonus damage isn't going to matter as much. I think I'd set it on this Tinkaton right here. And we're just going to go with a classic Special Hammer. I want to be careful with my energy. But we're drawing 2 more. Beautiful. We are in counter capture range, which is unfortunate. The Battle VIP Pass is a splendid hit. We have a second Tinkaton. We're going to go with the Greninja on the next turn. Let's take a look at our prize cards. We've used 3 of our rare candies. That means there's 1 more remaining. Perhaps I should have set up for the Tinkaton, but I think the Tinkaton EX is going to be what wins us the game ultimately. He goes Arven. Okay. Arven wouldn't be a terrible card to run this scenario. Being able to search out for a specific Pokemon is nice. Shining Arcana. They're filling out the deck fairly fast. I mean, this deck goes out pretty fast due to the nature of wanting to draw and have a ton of cards in hand. But to see that they're competing as well is interesting. It might come out to a deck out scenario. The Googlade. Interesting. Buddy Catch. Pick up a supporter. He goes for the boss's orders. Is he going to set up on the Tinkaton? No, he used Arven this turn, but it's primed up for the next turn. We're going to need it more so than... he sets up the Gengar. Now, looking at this Gengar... okay, he's able to put up to 100 damage counters, and the effect of putting out damage counters rather than raw damage is a decent bit of information. We're gonna Squawkabilly, because we have the energy to retreat. I think it's fine. It was a poor opening hand, but we did what we could. We have to ultimately just try and pick up the rare candy. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna Ultra Ball, dump these, take a look, is it in here? And it's not. Okay, so that prevents us from wasting our time. The Avery wouldn't be terrible. Good heavens. So we're just gonna set up the Tinkatink right here. Do I feed the Valiant? I'm uncertain. Ooh, good heavens. I think what I need to do is I need to Iono. Yes. Iono's the right move. He's at 9 cards in hand. We want to shut that down. Beautiful opportunity to gather materials. The Avery right there is not a terrible option. I don't think we need a second lucky energy. We'll just dump it. Decent enough hand. I really can't be complaining. And we'll just set up another Tinkatink just cuz. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just get hit 20. We're gonna run 1 on you for the potential need to retreat. Oh, I have to double down. Interesting. I didn't realize. I thought I could spread it. Well, it's fine. It's fine. The Tinkaton's not going to be able to kill next turn. But this Iron Valiant's not actually going to be able to attack. He bosses orders. Does he bring up the Rotom V is the question. He's going to be able to retreat and then switch. He brings up the Tinkatink with the double. Okay, I'd be happy with that. It's a better option than the Rotom V. Highly tense situation. Because now we can retreat for free. But he needs a switch. Which is the question. Dumps the Manaphy. So now he's running thinner than me. Super Rod, okay, recycle some stuff. Taking a look into their... He's got the Cross Switcher. But does he have any other switching options? I mean, that's why you run Iron Valiant. They might just be a Gardevoir fan. Gardevoir and Gallade. Oh, this one doesn't even have the booster energy. Interesting. He's going to be able to kill with the Gengar. It's unfortunate. I hope he's been... I hope for his sake he was putting energy in. It does seem so. Yes. We can Avery next turn, which is going to be a good option. The question is to Tinkatink or to Avery. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Squawkabilly. We have the switch if needed. We're just going to dump a lucky energy here. We'll boss it, or Avery. We're going to Avery. The Turo and Iono is going to be important into this matchup. The Iono helps us prevent from decking out. Yes, it resets, but we're not decking out, and that's what's needed. Okay, there goes those. Oh, then this begs a question. Well, we're at a tied prize card state. I don't think I can afford, and plus I believe I'm going to need the full chance of the rare candy. We're going to Special Hammer here. The issue is that if I'm down, I'm down. If he draws his prize cards, or he gets the energy needed. Battle VIP pass. So this might have been a risky move. I don't think the Squawkabilly, the attack with Tinkaton was right, but I really don't have much potential in killing. He needs to hit with the Shining Arcana on a Psychic Energy. Does he get it? Oh yes, he hits it. He hits it. Does he have an energy in hand? I mean, with a hand size of 11, it's unlikely that he doesn't. More boss's orders, okay. Netherworld Gate to return, interesting. Yes, he has it, so he's going to be able to kill the Tinkaton, unfortunate. Here comes the boss's orders. I don't know if I'm to Turo next turn. I mean, the Rotom V and the Squawkabilly both. Oh no! He decides to take out something, but what is that something he decides to take out? He goes for the Squawkabilly! Poor move on his part, if I'm to be completely honest. He does get to draw 2 more cards, But we're going to have the opportunity to kill. It's a potential. We're not out of the game just yet. We're going to move up Tinkaton, or Tinkaton. We got Psychic Energy here. The question then gets proposed, what do I do? And I'm scared of the boss's orders. I believe that was his entire gimmick here. So we're going to pick up the Rotom with the Turo. And it's going to come down to a coin flip on the Tinkaton ultimately. I think we're kind of finished here, if I'm being honest. We'll just Special Hammer. We just need that bonus and damage. It's unfortunate we're not hitting that damage bonus we need. $180 is good, but I mean, when you're comparing it to the 220 hitter, the 220 health, we can't manage. He sets up another Iron Valiant, so he is ready to return. Does he have the energies, though? He needs a double hit. I don't think he got it. That's right. I always forget about moves such as Laser Blade, where they can't attack the next turn. Let's get prime up our Tinkatink even more so. Does he switch into Gardevoir? He has the kill of Gardevoir. He does. He's calced it out. Unfortunate. And he can Revenge Kill with the Gardevoir. The game is over. Yes, yes. There's no reason to remain in here. They got the chance to mess it up. I don't think they're gonna do so. Because our only options of remaining is to move up to Tinkatink. If we hit the rare candy on that, that'd have been fine. Our opening hand was a bit too rough. I just want to see if I get it. We don't even get it. Okay, we're conceding. Tool Jammer is a nice card in this. 4 cards. Like the Ancient, the Future, the Booster Energies. But we need that extra bit of damage. I mean, you saw how close we came. So I'm just going to take a quick look at some tools. Is there any means to get that damage accelerated? And I don't think we're going to reach it because we're talking about 40 bonus. Oh. I think, actually, no, because, oh, good heavens. The antithesis would be Vengeful Punch for revenge killing. Oh, good heavens, good heavens. Stage 1, the Rocky Helmets. Luxurious Cape. That's not terrible of an option for that bonus HP, but it's a much riskier scenario. I don't want to really apply with that yet. No, I'm not seeing anything. I still think Tool Jammer is our best situation, strange as it sounds. I mean, we don't plan to attack with the Tinkaton. We plan to attack with Tinkaton EX. I'm going to do one more game. I believe the time is permitting. Yes. Charizard, the Gengar coin. Or Charmander, the Gengar coin. We're uncertain on what he's running. If I was to take a guess, it would be Charizard EX. The deck's just good. It's hard to compete against. Well, it's a lot more manageable to compete against now. But it's a pretty good deck. Do you want to go first? I'd love to go first. Thank you for asking. I believe the inspiration for this Tinkaton EX deck came from the Tinkaton EX deck in real life. Now, it's not going to play like this, but I like the card. I think it's a funny little fella of a Pokemon. Oh, good heavens. The double boss's orders, oh. How unfortunate. At least with the Battle VIP pass, we get something. But we're knocking out a Lucky Energy, a Jet Energy, the Iono. Oh, good heavens. We're gonna hit with Rotom and a Tinkatink. And we're gonna this is the second time I've had to just open with Squawkabilly. It's unfortunate. I mean, what is the statistical probability of that occurring? I presume low to none. We at least have a decent enough follow-up if he does an Iono. We're gonna Rotom. Okay. Decent enough play. The Battle VIP pass at least is a target for Tinkaton. Next turn, we do need a switch. He plays Mew. The Arven's a nice aspect to see to not get hit. He's gotta go for Rare Candy, I presume. He could go for Ultra Ball. No, he goes for Battle VIP pass and Force Steel Stone. So, what's his Force Steel Stone target? Is it gonna be Pidgeot V? I see a lot of people use it in order to Force Steel Stone, search out a card, and cycle it back into the deck. Help win the situation where deck out is gonna occur. No, he Lumineon Vs. Now, I hope he does know that the Lumineon V doesn't target that way, but he at least gets to use his ability. The Anti-V is an interesting aspect. The Pidgey retreating. Okay, go to Mew if I was to make a presumption. Okay. That's because this Mew from Celebrations has a decent enough ability called Mysterious Tail. If you're switching a lot, you get to look to the top 6 cards of your deck if it's in the active slot, pick out an item you find there, put it into your hand. See, just like they did. So it's like a Pokeball. No, not a Pokeball, but a Great Ball. Or a Pokegear 3.0. Okay, the Nest Ball is good. We're going to set up another Tinkatink right here. And with that... Oh, good heavens. With that bait... we need an Avery more than anything. Okay, Avery now? Oh. No switch just yet. Hopefully we can force out something. Probably a Charmander and the Lumineon V if I was to take a presumption. The Mew would be a good target alongside the Charmander. We're gonna evolve with Rare Candy, dump the Battle VIP pass, draw more, perhaps we could get a Jet Energy, different special energy to help us. I don't blame him for taking a while. This is a tricky situation to be in. Because you don't really want to dump anything. All those cards on your board are important. Well, I think if any were to go, the Lumineon V would be a good target. And a Charmander. You can manage with one Charmander. No, he goes for the double Charmander. How interesting. How interesting. We're gonna do that. I don't want to give him the Artizone, but we need to start going. We need to go fast. We're gonna Artizone right here. Pick up the Tinkatink. Let's get a fin the deck out a little bit. We'll Tinkaton, Battle VIP pass. Oh, good heavens. That's an unfortunate target. Well, I can't attack with Squawkabilly, and I'd rather him be downed at this moment if need be. Okay, Peculiar. We'll set up an energy here on this Tinkatink. And we're gonna double Battle VIP pass right here. Knock this out. Get the Tinkaton, but I also gotta check. The workers in here. We got another Turo. Our Rare Candy counts at 3. No Tinkatuff, so that means it's a prize card option. We got 3 special energies remaining in the deck. Ultimately, I don't think we're in a terrible situation. We're just gonna pick that up. And end turn with Rotom V's ability to just draw free. See, if you're in a position where you can't attack, I think it's a decent enough option. I will say, with the new Xatu engine, that's not a terrible one to run with this. See, Xatu allows you to attach a Psychic Energy to one of your bench Pokemon and draw a card. Or draw 2 cards. I think I'm personally going to stick with Rotom V just as a decent way to end turn. We have the switch. We have the Tinkaton. The question is, what do we do? I'll be right back. I gotta take a quick call. So sorry about that. That was just a call I needed to take. The question is, what do I do? Taking a look at the energy in the trash. Double Psychic, no Pokemon. Don't know if I want to dump the Super Rod just yet. I have some options. I need an energy. I do need an energy. The question is, do I work her or do I Yono? I think I'm gonna Yono. He didn't play anything for his hand. I almost think he's inactive, which is unfortunate. There goes the switch. Perhaps I should have switched first. However, it's manageable. We're gonna Psychic Energy up here. And just call this a turn. Yes. We'll Rotom V. Insta charge. Okay, this is decent. If I want to, next turn I can Jet Energy up, but ultimately I'm just gonna Turo. The only antithesis is if I get a, what is that card called? Boss's Orders. I get Boss's Orders up to Lumineon V in order to take it out. Oh, that's why they wanted to save it. They're probably only running a singular copy of Forest Steel Stone, or that's that one copy in the deck, and they didn't want to waste the Forest Steel Stone, because by discarding it, they have to discard the Forest Steel Stone. I don't think they're active. I think we're gonna win by timeout. And we had that Breather in order to manage. But I think ultimately, with how we were playing, we would have taken game. Oh, do I dare take another? I think I'm going to. I'm just such a fan of this deck. It's fun. It's fun running big cards like this. So it looks like we're playing against another Charmander themed deck, which is probably going to be another Charizard EX. I mean, to get to 640, you do have to be running a decent enough deck. And it does seem like Charizard EX is one of those decks. We've been hitting the Squawk ability on our opener twice in a row. Hopefully we can hit something a bit better this time. I'd almost consider Penny in case I need to dump out cards. Okay, we'll go Rotom. Apologies on that. Gonna have to go Rotom. Okay. There's the Pidgeot EX. They are running Zard, which is, it's manageable. Double Tinkaton. Well, we got Tinkaton, Tinkatuff. We'll see if we're going first. If we're going first, let's see. What do we draw? A Psychic Energy? Oh, and there's a rare candy. It's a tough call. We are going second. I think what we need to do is we need a Squawk ability. He battle VIPs passes. Okay. And second battle VIP pass. Beautiful opener. I don't know what's been the call for NTEX so often. I mean, I'm a fan of the card. I think it's a good card. A 220 is really good damage if you can load up your opponent's bench. Oh, and there's the switch. Unfortunate. We're gonna pick up the Squawk ability. We need to get going. And I can't even fodder off the psychic energy. Squawk and seize. Hopefully we hit a singular battle VIP pass. We do. We can manage quite well. Hit 2 Tinkatink. Ultra Ball is a hard choice. We're gonna have to dump the second switch in the Ultra Ball. I want these Tinkatinks now. And Diono's even harder to give him that, but we need to load up. I don't want to... Oh. How unfortunate. No energy this turn. I played it too risky. It was my fault. We're just gonna insta-charge, draw free. Tool Jammer's not terrible. I don't think you see a crazy amount of tools in this deck. You can really get by without the tools. Rare Candies goes to Pidgeot. He's gonna be able to search up a card. He can pick up Rare Candy or Desard if he's got one or the other and just get it going. I think he picked up Zard. It doesn't show. You don't have to show it to your opponent because it could be any card. He Walrus's Experiment. I get the aspect of it because, yes, it's only draw free, but it's looking at 5, so you have better options for what you need to pick. Dumps the DTE and the Mander. Okay. Fire energy on the Entei. I'd love to switch next turn. I mean, I'm running out of energy. Or switches. I think we're going to dump the Tool Jammer. This is fine. The Artisan we don't really need to use at this point. Well, the one thing we need is the Psychic energy on a Tinkatink. We'll set this up. And... it's a tough call. It really is. But while the Charizard is up there, he's kind of in a stalled position if he doesn't have a switching ability. So, I think ultimately, we're going to Turo up the Squawkabilly. And we're going to Insta-Charge. Because I don't want to waste my switch. I might need it next turn. The Rare Candy and the Lucky Energy is a great grab. We'll be able to knock out the Zard. Pidgeot EX is a bit out of our reach. I think what we're going to do is we'll Ultra Ball to pick up the Tinkaton EX. Let's see how he distributes his fire energies. I believe he's going to do 2 on the Zard, 1 on the Entei. He could do triple on the Zard to retreat, but... Nope, I was correct with my initial presumption. Fire energy on the Zard. Quick search, probably pick up a search. Escape rope will be good on our end. Because I don't want to give the double prize cards with the Rotom V just yet. Oh, beautiful. We're going to save the Greninja. I can afford having a Tinkatink dumped. And the Entei V is a good change out. Ultimately, I'm happy with what has occurred. He's not going to be able to insta-kill. Oh, he Onos. Oh, that's unfortunate. My hand was so good. Rare Candy. Yeah, but the Ono. There goes the Artisan. It's a tough call. I think what we're going to do is we're going to conceal cards away to gift energy. And we'll use jet energy offensively if we need to. We're going to move up this Tinkatink. Oh, it breaks my heart. It does. Okay, we'll get rid of the psychic energy because we can manage without one of those. Oh no, please. Please, I need a hit. Are all 3 of my switches gone? No, only 2. We can manage. We're gonna Super Rod now just to do so. And we'll Tinkatuff. Maybe we get that as our hit. But we'll Iono. Oh my goodness. Good heavens, good heavens. The problem is now he could search out a boss's orders and take out our Tinkatink. That was unfortunate. I couldn't predict that Iono to occur like that. Let's just check Artisan. If he has it out, there's no reason not to. And we'll insta-charge just to draw free. We're missing the rare candy. I mean, rare candy's inconsistent, and so if you're running a deck like that, you need some consistency, so perhaps running some Arvins would be the correct choice. But oh, good heavens, how unfortunate. We had that primed up. And the boss's orders. He takes out the Rotom V. I'm happy enough with that exchange. That primes up a double Tinkaton EX setup. I think we're gonna Turo the Greninja. We'll see, we'll see. But we can't really afford to have anything risky on the bench. Level Ball, curious on what he's going for. Charmander, probably just defend the deck out if I was to make a presumption. Fleet-footed. He goes to Collapse Stadium. I'm curious on what he's gonna dump. I'd dump Manaphy if I was him. No, he goes for the Mew. We don't really deal bench damage, so the Manaphy would have actually been better, because you could have went Mew and then Escape Rope, something to retreat out. Okay. I honestly think we did have a possibility for game in that scenario. Oh! Oh, he didn't manage to kill. Joyous. Okay, first thing we're gonna hit is we're gonna dump a, Jet Energy. Please, a rare candy. No rare candy. Oh, good heavens. Oh. Oh. We'll run Tool Jammer on the second Tinkatink because why not? But the question then becomes, what do I do? What do I do? And I think the scenario at hand ultimately is going to call for Rotom V to be picked up with Turo. Or I could play defensively with the boss's orders. Oh, tough calls. We're gonna set up a Psychic Energy on here. And we have Ultra Balls in the deck. I know that's so. We're going to Iono. Switch. We need to make moves. We need to begin making moves. And what I need to do is I need to Iono. We're going to bank on pulling two specific cards. Two cards we got. Two beautiful, beautiful cards. We'll dump a Lucky Energy. And I don't think we're going to need to Avery. The Manaphy's a good target. But we're not going to be able to get the kill off with what we have in hand. We're going to be able to survive a hit, which is ultimately what's more important. So we're going to rare candy into the Tinkaton here. And I could Super Rod at this point, but it's not necessary. We're just going to Big Hammer. 60's good. 60's manageable. We can work with 60. Now he's got two options. He could bait out the Rotom V kill. Using boss's orders. Or we could start doing damage on the Tinkaton. Yeah, I don't think anything's wrong with Tool Jammer in this deck. It's not terrible. Artisan's good for setting up your bench quickly, but I am considering after these scenarios. I mean, I've been playing against a strange amount of Charizard EX decks. It's good. It's a good deck. But it's got one huge glaring weakness, and that glaring weakness is paths at a peak. So he decides to switch out for Artisan. Interesting. Fleet-footed. Okie dokie. It's gonna be a tough call on what we do. He Colrests his Experiment. I just don't want to banish stuff. Colrest isn't a terrible card for a deck like this. I wouldn't want to banish. $180 is an unfortunate amount of damage, but we can manage. The Yono is going to be a good play here. We're going to, well, let's see what's in the trash. There's actually no purpose to Super Rod. Good heavens. It's going to increase the Tinkaton hit and the Tinky. I think that's the right call here. But we're getting Yono. We can draw up to 6. Perhaps we can get to the Tinky. We can't. Unfortunate. We'll dump with Radiant Greninja here. We'll go Tinkaton. We don't need the Jet Energy just yet, but we have it as an option. It's pocketed. And the call for a Nest Ball is super tempting. Let's see what we're doing. We're doing 180. If we Nest Ball, we're 150. 150 is not going to kill. We can't Nest Ball, which is unfortunate. But we're going to still get a kill. The Zard EX was primed to kill, regardless if I took those prize cards or not. What we can do is we can bait out for Tinkaton EX again. Tough call. I mean, at least with the Greninja, we have a Psychic Energy 2 trash. I think Jet Energy is going to be the hit this turn. Bidoof, interesting play. The Zard's ever threatening, but he can clap back with the Zard Radiant on the bench. He has another Charmander prepared for a second Zard. I think if we want the chance to win this, we need the best possible turn next turn. And part of that's going to be taking out the Pidgeot EX. The only way to take out the Pidgeot EX is with our own Tinkaton EX, however. I think I've used both Super Rods. Yes, I have. So, the next Tinkaton EX is the last Tinkaton EX. We're going to move Rotom V up. Tinkaton here. Artisan. No hits, but it gives us a shuffle. Concealed cards on the Radiant Greninja. Dump you. Oh. That's unfortunate. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to make a defensive maneuver here. We're going to dump a Lupke energy right here. No. I have to Jet Energy. And we're going to boss his orders up the Radiant Zard. Rotom V. I really wish I was playing more Arvins, but it's hard to just fit in all those cards. The nice thing about Tinkaton is that it's cheap. So I would consider taking out some energies, but I just don't want my hits to be as inconsistent. He didn't get the energies. He's out of energy. He goes to B-Barrel. This poses a very interesting question. Do we mill out? I mean, we obviously mill out before him at this point. He's got 6 in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's running 20 while we're running 16. We mill out before him. but we can force a defensive position by leaving our Tinkaton up there. Interestingly enough. We do have to make moves. Taking a look, I have how many boss's orders? 2 in the trash. With the presumption that there's 1 more remaining in my deck, we could force out a kill on a Zard EX, though the Zard EX is going to be hard to hit. He doesn't have the energies though. We're going to play a more defensive maneuver. We are going to set up the exact same way. He gets the fire energy. The question is, does he have the fire energy in his hand? If he has another one, he's going to be able to kill our Tinkaton. But if he doesn't, then we're actually not in a terrible spot. The Zard... The Zard here is traditionally threatening. I want to take it out because I think it's likely he has the fire energy in his hand. I mean, that's only 8, and I would presume they're running 9. Now, I have to be careful not to deck out, but we're pretty close to gaming out. I mean, he has the moves to take us out in 3 turns, so I think what I need to do is set my own internal clock to about 3 turns. So what we're going to do is we're going to Tinkaton gather materials. It's going to draw us to 3. We have 3 draws remaining. Turo? We're going to run an exchange, a 1-for-1. Pick up the Rotom V. It's going to give us at least more of a chance. Right? And I need to keep all my cards in my hand. But we're going to special hammer here. Take the kill. Hopefully we can pull boss's orders. Tinkaton EX is not in the deck. Rare candy. Oh, good heavens. If we have to go with the Tinkaton non-EX, he does have game. He has game anyway I try to spin it. We would probably try to force up the B-barrel. But anyway I try to spin it, he has the game. There's the super rods. Okay, recycle those fire energy. It's kind of too late. You don't need to. Because here's what happens. He kills my Tinkaton. Even if I get the Tinkaton EX, even if I get the kill, his second Zard EX is going to come up and it's going to do maximum damage of 330. If I had means of defending myself, I would. But I don't. Simply enough, there's no tools that's going to give me that bonus HP. So we're just going to move up here. Maybe we can get a flashy kill. We'll Ultra Ball, double down, VIP pass. Yeah, it's boss's orders and a nest ball. So we're gonna load up. We're gonna give it to him. We'll nest energy. We'll use the Tinkaton. No, sometimes a glitch does occur where if you draw more cards than that's available in your deck, it just slows the game, stops it pretty much. We might as well take the opportunity to get our final kill. We'll take out the B-barrel. Honestly, the fact that I'm not hitting the EXs as much is interesting. Final prize card. Last Tinkaton. Well, it's a stink. Because we have nothing to do after this. What's he gonna do? He's gonna kill something else. Boss's orders, might as well take the Rotom V out. So he's winning 2 conditions, prize cards, and a deck out. I've never seen a triple win, which is prize cards, no bench, and deck out. I'd love to see that sometime. But I can't say that I've ever seen a triple win in a legitimate setting. But yeah, and I think this is an excellent way to end off the season with Tinkaton. Personally, I'm a fan. I love the funny little gremlin. I think it's a super fun deck, especially if you're playing with friends. I want to take a look to see if they have the deck in here. It should be. Just to showcase. Yeah, they do have the deck in here. This is a real life deck you can purchase. Now, you're probably going to want some other cards to supplement it. I mean, you saw what I was running to make it more optimized, but you do get a copy of Tinkaton EX. And I'm sure the Tinkaton non-EXs are decent enough to get. They are Scarlet Violet base set. Cards like Youngster are not terrible, but you probably want to switch them out. Jock's not a bad option either. I could have went for some Jocks here. Nimona, why draw free when you could draw free and do something? So it'd be good to switch her out for a card like Avery or Worker. Iono's super consistent, but if you're on a budget, and you can run research. You know, there's a lot of options. The fact that you can buy this deck in real life is nice. It's not terribly expensive. I mean, if you have a copy of Tinkaton EX, you just need one copy of the deck for the rest of the core. If you have 2 copies of Tinkaton EX and you want to do the deck yourself, you can. If you don't have any copies of Tinkaton EX, well, you can purchase multiple copies, I guess. I mean, I don't. I like playing some real life cards. But if you want to do something, it's there. And that's the nice thing. It's there. You don't have to buy it. It's there. I thank you all for watching. I hope you had a beautiful day. I know this video took a bit longer in video length. So if you stayed here for this long, I do want to know you are appreciated. But I just had fun. If you have any decks you want to see be played, please let me know. I'd love to hear your input. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.